In NCIS, Origins Episode 8, Sick as Our Secrets, the series delves deeper into the backstory of Special Agent Randy, Caleb Foote, revealing his connection to Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Randy was initially tasked with protecting Gibbs' wife and daughter but feels guilty for their deaths due to his own personal struggles. This guilt reaches a breaking point when a case involving a murdered priest forces him to confront his past. The episode successfully ties Randy's story to Gibbs' journey, enriching the existing NCIS narrative. However, the show's focus on newcomer Lala, Mariel Molino, detracts from the core storyline of Gibbs' early career, creating a tension between the two arcs. While Lala's character was intriguing initially, the series would have benefited from aligning her storyline more directly with Gibbs, potentially adding depth to his tragic backstory. NCIS, Origins Randy reveal shows the problem with Lala's story. NCIS, Origins Episode 8 focuses on Caleb Foote's Randy character and explains the special agent's more profound connection to Austin Stoll's Leroy Jethro Gibbs. NCIS, Origins cast of characters includes familiar faces from NCIS, like Roma Mafia's Vera Strickland and Muse Watson's Mike Franks. Diane Rodriguez and Kyle Schmid revived the characters for the prequel series, but the show has a few new faces, too. Foote's Special Agent Benjamin Randy Randolph is an entirely new character to the NCIS franchise. So is the story's unadvertised muse, Mariel Molino's Lala Dominguez. In Episode 8, Sick as Our Secrets, the NCIS Origins story finally highlights Randy, revealing the new father was initially assigned to protect Gibbs' wife and daughter. The outing establishes how Randy's baby was sick. The father was strung out and exhausted, causing him to relieve himself of Shannon and Kelly's case. Thus, Randy feels responsible for what happened to Gibbs' family, with a focus on how it affected his colleague, Special Agent Kurt Mitchell. NCIS Origins Episode 8 brings Randy's guilt to a breaking point, as the weekly case into the murder of a Catholic priest compels his confession. NCIS Origins finally using Randy ties the story back to Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Caleb Martin Foote's Randy shines in Episode 8. In Sick as Our Secrets, the prequel series utilizes one of its new characters while tying Randy's story back to its central Gibbs character. NCIS Origins was billed as the backstory explaining Gibbs' start at the agency. However, storylines have distracted from the series' focus on Gibbs, compromising its core premise and justification for production. Rather than rewrite Gibbs' story by introducing a new subplot, NCIS Origins intricately places Randy in a sensitive moment in Gibbs' life. In this way, the prequel honors Mark Harmon's NCIS legacy and adds narratives that embellish the original series. Randy's revelation that he was supposed to protect Shannon and Kelly and his feeling that he should have died in Agent Mitchell's place add richness to the existing NCIS tapestry. It places a new character into the mix, a new experience for longtime viewers to consider, making what happened to Gibbs' wife and daughter in NCIS all the more heartbreaking. To be frank, Gibbs' NCIS Origins story should be tragic, adding layers of complexity to the emotion Harmon established. Randy's parenting storyline does that successfully. Thus, Episode 8 creates a model for something the show needs to improve. Randy's story in NCIS Origins Episode 8 highlights the problem with Lala's arc. Randy's NCIS Origins story doesn't distract from Gibbs. Randy's arc in NCIS Origins Episode 8 successfully establishes the right model to balance old and new story elements, and watching the series get the mix right highlights what it can do better. Watching Gibbs get his start at NIS was sold as the heartbeat of the prequel series, intriguing longtime viewers who fell in love with Harmon's character while taking the risk of recreating him. However, the NCIS Origins premiere her twist revealed that NCIS Origins is largely the story of Lala Dominguez, explained by showrunner David J. North in an interview with TV Line. NCIS Origins' split focus on trying to tell Gibbs and Lala's stories in tandem caused the series to lose focus quickly. Lala's story distracts from the show's heartbeat because it is packaged separately from Gibbs. Therefore, Origins dedicates significant screen time to a narrative the show shouldn't be about. While the show may eventually bring the agents together in a way that adds meaning to their narrative arcs so far, it would probably be in the form of a Gibbs and Lala romance arc in NCIS Origins, which would sell the story of Gibbs' grief short and undercut his original tragedy. How NCIS Origins should utilize Lala. Lala was an interesting adversary. NCIS Origins should utilize Lala differently to circle the story back to Gibbs. Molino's character has an interesting story arc in the NCIS Origins premiere. The series establishes her contentious relationship with Gibbs when she clarifies that she doesn't initially like or trust Gibbs. Lala's skepticism of Gibbs, telling him he failed his NIS psych evaluation, introduced a lot of tension into the series and made Gibbs' journey more compelling. However, Lala quickly reveals that she also fumbled her psych eval and begins to let up on him, underutilizing everything the story did to set up their initial tension. Implanting Lala in an existing Gibbs story from NCIS would better use Molino's character. Implanting Lala in an existing Gibbs story from NCIS would better use Molino's character. The series likely has a massive development coming up, with Gibbs honing in on Pedro Hernandez, his wife and daughter's killer, who shot Special Agent Kurt Mitchell. We know from the double hiatus episode, one of the best episodes of NCIS, that Gibbs tracks Hernandez to Mexico and decides his fate. NCIS Origins could have had Lala secretly working with Gibbs to complete his mission, using her Latinx heritage to help guide him through Mexico and potentially tagging along.